everybody here, I want you to all roll Constitution saves, and that will be the order in which you wake up.
That is a nat 1.
Okay. No, you're unconscious, just lying there and sucking your thumb. You're not waking up for a while. All right. Apparently, everybody but Cham is just gonna keep napping. This is nap time for the Kobold crew. So, Cham, you wake up. Everybody else is still asleep. Probably plays into the fact that they all still think you're imaginary. So, also, by the way, Velnos, it's especially dark where you are because you're still inside the Minotaur head.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna roll a search check to see if I see anything.
Damn. You do notice that Velnos is still stuck inside the Minotaur head, which means that definitely happened. That wasn't just a dream. You also notice that you and everybody else appears to be completely intact, despite the fact that you saw Arch get brutally murdered by a Minotaur. And the room that you're in appears to be a room that is encased in stone and steel girders along the walls. And there's a doorway in the front. It looks like it has a pretty good-sized steel bar going across the front of it. It also has a receptacle next to it, similar to the one that you found when you woke up the last time.
You know what? I'm gonna be a little fuck. I'm just gonna hide.
Okay, you're gonna hide. That means everybody else is gonna have to roll Constitution again to see if you wake up. 35, you hide.
It's 15 for me, total.
15 for you total? Okay, and Velnos, you're just gonna stay curled up inside your Minotaur skull, because it's nice and warm and gooey.
Nice, warm, gooey is freaking decomposing.
Yep. So eventually, Arch and Raka wake up. They also notice the same things that you do, Cham, or that you did. They also don't see you there, which plays into the fact that they still think you're imaginary. Velnos, you notice as you kind of groggily are kind of rolling around inside what remains of the Minotaur's neck hole, that you're holding something in your hand. You're not sure what it is, though. Do you want to, like, pop out so you can see what it is?
I also have dark vision.
That is true. It's just, think about yourself being in like a sleeping bag, but the sleeping bag is the neck hole of a dead Minotaur. You're kind of just like squishied in there a little bit. You're also kind of beefy for a kobold.
I'm gonna feel it. I'm trying to figure it out that way.
It has a couple of smooth edges, like it's been filed, and then there's also one end of it that feels like it's pointy, almost like it's been broken off. It has kind of like a glass type feel to it.
I'm gonna wait until I get the get-go from the other two real people. I don't trust the imaginary dude. He is hell-bent on killing us without us knowing.
I'm just gonna kick the head, and hopefully it's strong enough to roll around like in a barrel.
You're gonna alright, strength roll to kick the head. Alright, you go up and you kind of like you don't really kick it. You put your foot on the side and like rock it back and forth a few times. Alright, so you do that. So Velnos, you feel the Minotaur head kind of like moving around without you doing anything to it. Archer, Raka, do you guys want to do anything while Cham just sort of kicks the Minotaur head and Velnos makes weird noises?
You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna use my maul like a fucking golf club.
Okay, roll for attack. Alright, I mean, you're gonna make contact with it. Roll damage to see how he bounces. You're not gonna do anything to him. Nice. Alright, so you line that thing up like a Kobold version of Tiger Woods, and you just take a swing and smack that thing, and he bounces off a few of the walls in the room with the Minotaur head. You hear kind of like a squishy noise here and there, and then as it hits the ground, Velnos, you kind of just squirt out of the neck hole, and in your hand you see what appears to be a red crystal fragment.
Before I actually pay any attention to the crystal fragment, I'm gonna look for the non-existent glowy.
Yeah, it's the same result anyway. So no, you didn't roll high enough. You did not roll his hide check. So you don't see where he went. But again, this feeds into the fact that you still think he's imaginary. So yeah, no, he's nowhere to be found.
Alright, I'm gonna inspect this little red thing.
So that would be a praise, I believe, if you're gonna do that.
Alright, I have shit of praise.
Alright, 15. You see that it appears to be some form of red gem. It's not a ruby. It has a faint reddish glow to it, which leads you to believe it might be magical. So you're holding that. Arch and Rocker, are you guys going to do anything right now? Because again, you also lost track of Cham as well. He's kind of hiding off on his own.
He's not gonna do shit. He's just gonna kind of chill and eat breakfast, I guess.
I want to look around the room and see why we are trapped. What the fuck happened?
Yeah, the last thing you remember was having a Minotaur hoof go through your chest.
Yes, this is a strange thing to happen where I wake up again after being turned into footwear. Do you want me to roll perception, like look around the room, like a look check, spot check?
Yeah, if you want to do a spot check, you can. You have dark vision, so you can see in there.
All right, give me a second. This is a 17.
So you look around, you see Velnos, who's covered in Minotaur blood, and he's holding a little like red gem piece in his hand. Raka's over there eating his breakfast, which consists of him taking out a little fish on a stick and then lighting a fire with his finger to cook it. Cham is nowhere to be seen, but again, you think he's imaginary, so that doesn't bother you all that much. And you notice that there is a freshly decapitated Minotaur head just kind of sitting in the corner.
There's nothing else in the room aside from three of us?
The walls are also built out of metal girders and stone, and there is a door on the opposite side of the room that is also reinforced with steel, with a steel bar across it and a receptacle similar to the one that you put the purple gem in last time.
I point at the kobold with redstone. I say, hey, you fuck man. You go put the stone in door, or I do it if you hand here. I don't care. I'm just going to take the fucking gem. I'm just going to take it and I'm going to put in wall.
You walk up to Velnos. Velnos, you're just going to let him take it?
Oh, no, he isn't, because I was planning to shove it up my butt.
Listen, I am sewer, kobold.
I am shoving it
What?
up
I
my
will
butt.
go after this gem, nose first, into your butthole.
I'm shoving it up my butt before we can do shit.
You're shoving a pointed object up your ass.
Yes, I am.
Roll for strength.
You know what? Can I assist him in getting it up his butthole to prove point that I will still go into his butthole?
You're going to roll strength then to shove it up your butt. And Arch is going to help you.
Yes. I'm going to hold his legs behind his head.
Well, Arch, you can roll. Like I said, you're going to have to roll for to help me.
I'll roll a dexterity to kick it in. No, to kick it in.
Oh, come on. You don't want to have a Patrick Swayze's ghost moment around Velnos's butt?
Arch, roll to help.
Is a 19.
So you're going to be the deciding factor in this because they rolled a little bit lower. So Velnos and Cham are kind of just like slowly trying to get it up there, but you in your own special way, you just literally just take your head that still has your traffic cone stuck on it, and you ram it as hard as you can right into where that gem shard is, and it goes up Velnos' ass. Velnos, take 1d6 damage.
Can I pick up a stupid gem up butthole kobold and put him against door? Like, is this like a wave pass? Like, it just needs signal?
Velnos, are you going to let him do that?
Am I going to explode?
Would it matter? You're immune to explosion.
But will I become a bomb? That's the question.
So considering the last time you did something with this, it just opened the door. I don't believe so, but you can opt to not believe that or not.
Oh, wait, we just need to open the door?
It's a
Yes, I tried to
receptacle-
get Jim to open door, you fucking moron.
Oh, you needed the gem to open the door. I have a better solution for that. You know what the solution is, right?
I'm going to step on the other side of room so he can explode the door because this is what he's going to do.
You have a grenade list, so if there's something you want to use from that, you can.
It would be an incendiary grenade. We just have to make him real powerful.
Okay, if you want to do a crafting roll to jury-rig something up like an incendiary charge, I'll allow you to do that. Okay, 23. So you jury-rig probably 3 incendiary grenades together into one large charge. That's going to be enough to do 3 times the normal damage of an incendiary grenade to that wall.
Alright, I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna place the explosive buoy on the hinges. See if
Okay.
it makes at least one side of the door fall off. So,
I'll sit in the back like, we could have avoided whole thing if you just let me get fingers in butthole and pull thing out. But I guess I am going to sit here and watch you do whatever the fuck.
So you place the charges on the door and back up. You can detonate those. In the meantime, does anybody else want to do anything with this while Velnos tries to blow all of you up?
Can I use spells? I have turn steel and stone to wood, so I can remove bar and bypass jackass trying to blow us up.
Then go ahead and cast it.
Yes, I cast this spell.
It has no effect on the door.
Hey, I turned to Fire Guy. Fire Guy, can you and I had a pretty fun time last time before I got turned into new kicks for a fucking Minotaur. How about you come over here and help me get Gem out of Jackass, and we put in door and we just leave. I no longer want to be in this room, and this idiot has way out up butthole. So like, can you stab, or we hold him down and I dig in? I don't mind being guy. Don't need rubber glove. I actually quite like the two.
All right. I'm gonna grapple Velnos to the ground so he can shove his hand up his ass and grab the fucking shit.
All right,
I'm gonna use bonds of fire on him and trap him in a flame ring.
Raka, how large is the flame ring?
It's just it just says solid fire and it can entrap the victim in it. That's 36.
All right, well, I don't think he can actually beat that. So yeah, no, he's not going to be able to escape from that. Arch, I'm assuming you're inside of the ring of fire as well.
If this was directed on Gem in the Butthole Man, then yes, I would definitely be in a ring.
And I rolled a 26 for grappling.
So you have a choice. You can either fight Cham's grapple and try and escape from getting Arch touching your butt, or you can allow them to touch your butt and detonate the charge anyway.
I have very soft hands. I want you to know this.
Mike, you know how many times I have been violated on this show?
A lot.
Do you think I give a shit? I'm gonna detonate.
Okay, you're gonna detonate it. All right, so that means Cham, he's not gonna roll against you, so you're gonna be able to grapple him. And Arch, I want you to roll a dexterity check to reach your hands up his butt and get the gem. Velnos, on the other hand, you are detonating that, so roll for damage on all three of those on that grenade charge there.
It's ×3, right?
It's ×3. That is 41 damage. So, yeah, you detonate the charge, and the entire room fills with smoke. But the thing is, as soon as the smoke clears, you see that the door appears to be completely unharmed. Arch, what did your dexterity check come out to?
I am not proud of this, but it makes sense. In total, it is a 23, but the roll was a nat 20.
Velnos, as you're on the ground, you hear kind of like a snapping noise.
Prostate exam incoming.
Yep, pretty much, because he just put on some rubber gloves. He goes in there, all dainty-like, and he pulls out that red gem piece that's covered in poo and blood, and then he proceeds to just kind of smear a little bit on the back of your ass just to get it off. But now he has not only a blood-covered gem, but also 2 blood and poo-covered gloves, which he then proceeds to blow up and tie to the sides of his jacket. So, Arch, you now have the gem piece.
Yes, I absolutely agree with this. I look over to Fireman and I say, "We ready to stop doing all of nonsense?"
Before any of that, I just want to get one thing out of the way. Hack that Minotaur head with explosive real quick. I'm gonna make him and I'm gonna fucking crack. Oh.
I finger guns Fire Guy who seems to be dead, and I put the gem in socket, and I want to leave.
So here's what happens. Arch, you put the gem inside the receptacle. The receptacle begins to glow red. After a moment, steel bar turns bright red and then dissolves, and the door opens to what looks like an external courtyard. As you guys are leaving this area, Velnos, you have rigged whatever charges you want to rig. You have a few different
TNT.
things you can.
It's TNT.
Okay, so you leave a little bit of that behind to rig on the Minotaur head to blow it up.
Come on, bring it with me.
Okay, so you're just gonna carry that with you. All right, that's fine. All right, so you bring that with you. You're just kind of carrying it like a backpack. All right, so you guys have made it out. So as you walk outside, you see the environment that's around you appears to be very purplish. The ground is like a dark purple, almost like black color. The trees are black and like twisted and thorny. It looks like you're in some kind of a courtyard. There's a lot of flowers and old statues and stuff like that. And then there's also what looks like a tower that's off on the opposite side of that courtyard. You're coming out of like a bulkhead that looked like it was halfway underground almost.
I rolled a search check to look for the Pimp King.
Pimp King.
You're looking for the Pimp King.
From the description you gave me, this is clearly a pimp lair.
You do not find a Pimp King. However, you do hear something on the opposite side of the courtyard. It sounds like a lot of banging and scuffling.
I'm planting the head in the middle of the room, and I'm gonna hide.
All right, so you run up to what looks like a little like brick patio type of area that's all covered up, and you leave the head there with the neck end on the ground, and you kind of place it correctly. What is that for?
Hide.
Velnos, you do that and hide. Everybody else, what are you guys going to do? There is a commotion going on. You do hear what sounds like yelling.
I'm gonna go invisible. I'm gonna start walking towards the commotion.
Okay, you do that. Raka and Arch, what are you guys going to do?
I'm going to turn to Fireman, like casually. Hey, I think I may be like tripping balls or something. Have you been seeing Invisible Man?
Invisible people? No.
So
No invisible people. That is impossible.
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm not crazy, and apparently I am. No worries.
The irony of that statement is it is actually possible for somebody to become invisible in this universe, and he knows that.
I trust fellow Kobold that there is no crazy invisible man following us on an adventure.
So you're resigning to the idea that your character is mentally unstable, which is fine. That's probably
Well, no, I might just be like tripping balls from sniffing like old shit all day, you know?
that is possible. So you guys can go towards the commotion if you want, or you can fuck around and do some other shit.
I'm going to follow through. I go towards the thing. I don't know what it is, but it's something more invested than the crazy asshole gem goblin behind us.
So you guys all go to the area where the commotion is, except for Velnos, who's just hiding and waiting for somebody to approach his minotaur that's rigged with explosives. You guys go into the courtyard and you see what appears to be a statue. Well, what used to be a statue, or more actually practically what was once a stone golem, that is on the ground, and there's a bunch of dead kobolds all around it. Some of them have been ripped in half or stomped. It looks like it's killed a lot of them, and there's one singular kobold who's standing on top of the dead golem, and he's holding what looks to be a yellow gem in his hand.
Okay, so we need gem. Fire guy, can you like nuke room just to make sure?
Wants me to nuke whole room.
Well, I mean, I will go into wall, and I don't really care about guy in the room back there. So yeah, like set fire to things, see what happen. We take yellow gem, cause like yeah, is it just me or like everything blocked by gems, right? We'll need this.
This is accurate information. Alright, leave room. I will heat everything up like oven.
Last time I go on ground, I get slapped out of it like fucking pancake. So I'm gonna go over here to wall, and I'm going to go into wall.
Okay, that's fine. You can do that. All right, so you're going to go into the wall. Raka is going to torch the area. So, Raka, what are you going to use for that?
I guess I'll just use conflagration to do that shit right now, because that's the only, like, nuke ability. Everything else is more heating things up.
The radius of effect on that is, what, 30 feet?
Yeah, 30 feet in all directions. Flex save is DC 10 plus my level plus my charisma modifier.
And what does that equal?
33.
I don't think that kobold can beat that, so he's probably going to wind up taking that damage. So that kobold is standing up there, so you use your conflagration. You get within 30 feet of that kobold, and you let that go. So every single thing around you just immediately lights up on fire. You can roll for damage on the kobold because he wasn't going to beat that anyway. Holy shit. 73 damage. All right. You torched that fucking kobold. The entire area is bathed with flames, and when the flames, after they dissipate, you see the kobold that had the gem. He's standing in the exact same position. He has the gem in one of his hands, and he's kind of lifting it up and looking at it with the sun in the background, kind of like examining it. But as you notice that for a second, the gem then drops on the ground, and you see that his body just slowly starts to drift away like dust in the wind. And the only thing that's left there is ashes and the gem itself. Even the stone golem is burned to a crisp.
Yes, I'm going to come back out into charged blasted wasteland. I give fire guy thumbs up, and I go to grab yellow gem.
Okay.
He just looks back at him with a smiley and gives him a fiery thumbs up back.
Just like a fucking birthday candle, and he just blows it out. All right, Arch, you go up and grab the gem. I want you to roll strength.
That is 13 plus 2, 15.
Okay, so you're gonna hang on, but here's the problem. The gem levitates, so you fly up into the air hanging on to this thing, and then it begins to fly towards the tower, dragging you with it.
So it's like, yeah, the fire guy, holy shit! And I just, like, disappear.
It's not moving at, like, Mach speed, but it's like, it may also be because you're pretty fat, but it's moving at a decent pace, but it...
Am I just Mary Poppinsing it all the way?
Sort of. The tower is far enough away where it's going to take a little while for you to get there, like a couple of turns at least, so they can decide if they want to do something with you or not.
So I'm just hanging in the air, kicking my little feet like, hey, this sucks. Help, I think?
Yeah, so you just see him flying away. Also, Velnos, as you're looking around, you see that it appears there's a few mice that have taken notice to your Minotaur head that's just sitting there.
I've been paying no mind to them.
I still want you to roll a spot check to see if you can see Arch flying away. All right, yeah, no, you see him. You're waiting for something to come up so you can blow up this fucking Minotaur head. And as you're doing that, you just see Arch rise above like a hedge line and just start flying towards the tower. And you can see that he's holding something that's like yellow and glowing in his hands, but you don't know what it is. And, you know, at this point, this is just normal for you.
Do something extremely big brains. I'm gonna jump and I'm gonna latch onto him.
Yeah, it is. All right. like fucking Spider-Man. You jump up there and you grab onto Arch's legs. Arch, roll another strength check.
That is 7 plus 2 is 9.
You are not going to hang on. So Velnos and his beefy kobold and all of his weight is enough to pull you off. So you guys both fall off of the gem. It doesn't take. It's not terribly a lot of a fall. Each one of you is going to take 1d6 damage, and the gem proceeds to fly towards the tower.